Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. So for today's video, we're going to be doing something super chill. We're just going to sit down and do some cute nails and do whatever I can think of. I don't know yet. I think I want to try and do more chill videos, maybe like every second or third post that I do, because I kind of feel like I'm always doing something a little bit extra, and sometimes I just want to like chill out and do something simple. So do let me know if you guys would be interested in more simple sets, maybe like every second or third video. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's go ahead and get straight into that. But one second, I'm going to go ahead and turn my fan on because it's like super hot in here, and I'm very sorry if you can hear it in the back. My apologies, but it's like so hot and like humid. All right, so here is what my natural nails are looking like, and as you can see, they don't need to be groomed or anything. I'm going to go straight in with my matte peel off base coat, and to create my matte peel off base coat, I'm going to use some matte top coat and a little bit of cuticle oil. So I'm first going to start out by adding the smallest drop of oil to my nails. And I don't like to add a lot because the matte top coat makes it so that these pop off super easily. So to be honest, a lot of this just gets rubbed into my skin as best as I can, because I do want these to last maybe a few days at most. So here you can see that like you can barely tell there's anything on my nails, and that's because I rubbed it in really good. And then I'm going to go in with 2 layers of my matte top coat. And just as a little side note, whatever you use for your peel off base coat, do not use when you're doing your nail art. So for example, if you're using a matte top coat or just a regular top coat, only use it for your peel off base coats. I wouldn't recommend mixing them and like using it for your final top coat at the end, because there's probably oils and other debris in here from your peel off base coat. So definitely get a separate gel polish for this step only. And I'm making sure to cure each layer for a full 30 seconds. All right, so this is what my matte peel off base coat is looking like. Today, we're gonna be doing some stiletto nails, and I haven't done stiletto nails since I did my blue stiletto nails, and wow, I just said stiletto a lot. So I did get some actual like stiletto tips, and I think this is gonna make a huge difference. Now, if you guys remember from that video, I took my square nail tips and I cut it into that stiletto shape, and it looked pretty okay, but I feel like these would do a lot better at like making it like nice and straight, because mine were a little bit curved and I didn't really like that look. Oh, and actually like a really funny, I did have to like go in and sort all of these tips out because they came in like all of the sizes were like mixed up really bad. So that was like super like so fun. I love sorting out my nail tips when they're not in the right place. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and size these out and then I'll come right back. All right, so I have all of my nail tips sized out, and I'm gonna be going ahead and curing them on using some base coat. So all of my tips are nice and cured on. I'm just gonna go ahead in with another layer of base coat. All right, so the tips are nice and secured. And one thing I will mention is that my pinky nail is a lot shorter than the rest, and my thumbnail's too long. just because, like, you know, they normally make tips like that for some odd reason and it's so annoying. So I'm not going to cut down all of my nails to the length of my pinky. I'm just going to cut down my thumb because this one just looks a little bit too long. So yeah, I'm only going to cut off to about there just so that it's at least more even. And as for my pinky, I'm probably just going to try and extend it once I move on to my acrylic application. And just like a random side note, I hate looking at stilettos when there's no product on it because it's just like, it's giving witch hat and I just don't like looking at it for some reason. Anyways, before we move on to the application, I'm just going to bring in the sides a little bit using my 8080 grit nail file. I usually just like to focus this on my pinky because sometimes the tip likes to kind of like poke out a little bit. This just makes the application a little bit smoother. And while I'm doing this, I'm making sure to only focus on the nail tip because I don't want to file away that matte peel off base coat. And I'm also just going to file in the thumbnail just a little bit. All right, so all of the prep work is complete and we are finally ready to move on to the application. Okay, so now that we're onto the application portion, I do just want to quickly mention that I am doing a nude to clear ombre. And within the clear, I'm adding just a touch of glitter for a little bit of sparkle and shine. Now, you guys know that I normally don't use clear as often as I use nude acrylic, but I do want to mention that I am kind of getting a little bit better at using clear. Normally, I have issues with it being super like cloudy and just bubbly, I guess, but I have been kind of doing my research and a lot of you guys have actually been telling me that when I'm using clear acrylic, I need to lessen the amount of monomer that I use so that it doesn't get super cloudy, and that has honestly made such a huge difference. So yeah, I just wanted to very quickly mention that. So if you're having issues with your clear being really cloudy and there's lots of bubbles, definitely lessen the amount of monomer that you use, and also try and use clear that's a little bit more on the runny side, because if you dry the bead out, it's definitely not going to move and you're going to have bubbles everywhere. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that I'm not exactly sure why some clips are more cloudy than others. I think maybe there was something over the lens of my camera, but I do want to very quickly apologize. But yeah, that is all. So at this point, I'm just adding my nude acrylic, making sure to kind of ombre it out as best as I can. I probably should have gone over the glitter with a thin layer of acrylic so that the ombre could be a little bit more smooth, but to be honest, I'm going to be covering up most of it, so it didn't really matter. And of course, after I finished up the ombre, I did go ahead and cap everything off with some clear acrylic, and that is pretty much the application done. So yeah, that's all that I want to mention for now. I will just go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this application bit, and we'll be back to shape and file these nails. Alright, so here is what my application is looking like, and as you can see, I did try and extend this one just a little bit so that I could match up with the rest of my nails. It's still a little bit shorter, but I don't really mind too much. So the next thing I'm going to do is start filing up my nails, and I'm first going to just file the sidewalls and the undersides of my nails using my 8080 grit nail file. So just as a little side note, I do like to bring my stilettos to pretty much a perfect point. Now it is a little bit dull because I haven't gone over to file the surface yet, but I do like to make it pretty sharp because I'm like a lunatic, like low-key. But I do want to mention this because honestly, you can make this as sharp or as dull as you want it. But again, I'm going to go for the more sharp look. There's a bug flying around my room and it's really agitating me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is seal my cuticles using this carbide bit here. And this carbide bit is rounded on the tip, so I do like to use it around my cuticles just because I know that it won't end up cutting my skin. Now that my cuticles are sealed, I'm going to go back in with my nail file just to completely smooth out the surface of the nail. All right, and lastly, I'm going to buff my nails using my mini buffer. Okay, so my nails are nice and shaped up. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly wash my hands and then we'll move on to the nail art process. All right, so my hands are washed and we are finally ready to move on to the nail art portion. Now today's nail art I have been seeing floating around Instagram for quite some time now, and honestly, like, it's not really my taste, but I wanted to try it because I really think it's cute. But before we do anything, of course, I'm going to wipe off my nails using some isopropyl alcohol. All right, so let me also show you everything that I have for this nail set. Okay, so this is everything that I have for this nail set, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to use all of it, but I do want to try and throw a little bit of everything in. The first thing I have here are these colorful little beads, and I might use a few of these. I don't want to add too many of these. Next, I have these pearlescent flowers, and I'm not exactly sure if I want to use these yet, but I thought these were cute, so maybe we'll use these. Not exactly sure. Next, I have these little, like, tiny AB crystals, and I believe these are considered like the Pixie Stones, but I might use some of these as well. And lastly, I just have some pink gems. Now, between me and you, I was supposed to be using these for my mom for her birthday set, and I'm not exactly supposed to be using these yet, but she doesn't have to know. Anyway, that can be like our little secret. But anyways, I will be using some of these, and that's everything that I have for today's set. Let's go ahead and jump straight into that. Okay, so those pink gems are really going to be the main star of the show, but I am going to add some of these just to kind of fill in some of the dead space. And normally they give you like a triangle plate, but to be honest, I don't have one of those. I'm just going to use like this little container for my wipes. Let's see if maybe this can work, I guess. But the first thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of rhinestone glue onto the tip of my nail. So I'm just kind of like getting it on there first, just making sure that I have enough to spread out on the nail. And now I'm just going to take a nail art brush just to kind of spread it out evenly on the nail. So now I'm going to take my wipe container, and I'm also going to take these pixie beads, and I'm just going to pour it very gently onto my nail. So I'm just going to kind of tap it just to get a few of them on there. So like literally that's it. And then I'm just going to take a pair of tweezers just to kind of move them where I want them to be. And I do want my nails to stay really nice and crisp, so I'm kind of leaving a little bit of a gap in the edge. All right, so I think this looks pretty decent. And now I'm just gonna take a few of these pink gems and kind of place them randomly on the nail. And I'm gonna kind of like make some space for these gems. Then I'm just going to pick them up and place them on the nail. Oh my gosh. So I just made a little bit of space, and I'm just placing the gems kind of towards the center of the nail because I don't want to ruin the shape. And I'm also gonna take some of these more round gems. And lastly, I'm going to add some of these pink and white beads just randomly on the nail. All right, so this is what this nail is looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and cure this for a full 30 seconds. So the last thing I'm gonna do is go over this nail with some top coat, and that's pretty much the nail art done. So while I'm doing this, I'm obviously like going over the gems, but I am trying to avoid the bigger pink gems just because I do want it to kind of like still have the same sheen, but I am most definitely going over the smaller gems because these ones are more prone to coming off. And of course, before I cure, I'm just going to wipe down the sides. And now I'm going to go ahead and cure this for a full 60 seconds. So here's the nail 100% done, and I absolutely Love, love, love it. And I think the fact that I didn't cover it in all of those small gems just makes it a little bit better because you can still see the reflection of the glitter underneath. So yeah, that is the nail art. I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing to the rest of my nails. Okay, so this is the nail art 100% complete, and it's kind of like reminding me of like the Barbie nail trend, and I'm bad like the Barbie. Ooh, ew, let me stop. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is finish off the set with some cuticle oil. And that completes today's set. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun doing these stilettos. And again, I haven't done stilettos since I did my blue stiletto nail set like months and months ago, and I really do think that I've seen a lot of improvement. Of course, I would love to hear what you guys think of this nail set down in the comments. Let me know if it's also reminding you of like the Barbie trend, because I don't know, I just feel like everything that's like pink now is reminding me of like the Barbie nail trend, because it's just so pink. But I absolutely love it. I'm not really the girly type, but I actually really like this nail set. Like, I really like this nail set. Also, I do want to mention that if you are interested in recreating any of the nail sets that I have on my channel, definitely feel free to. You can also tag me on Instagram, and if you posted a video here on YouTube, definitely feel free to tag me as well. I would love to see your recreations. But as always, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one.